My test.
May I have your attention, please?
You said we can replace these, right?
I'm sorry?
The
Test.
cards, right?
May I have your attention,
I
please?
replaced mine, but I can't make it work.
May I have your attention, please?
Yeah, faster one.
Morning. Welcome to the Drainage District meeting. We're running a little bit late. And so we get started. Welcome to this May 22nd Drainage District meeting. We have roll call. We have a quorum. We have Commissioner Quintanilla, Commissioner Palacios, and Commissioner Palacios. Godfrey will go to the approval of the consent agenda.
Move to approve.
Second. Been moved and second that we approve the consent agenda. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Commissioner, for the record, do we have anybody sign up for open forum?
This is the
No,
Drainage
sir.
District meeting.
Yeah, but
It's item number 2 in the Drainage District.
Okay.
nobody can sign up for the open forum. Godfrey?
Yes, sir. May I proceed?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. Item 4, request approval of change order number 48 on the contract with SER Construction Partners LTD for the construction of levee DH segment 06BC, subject Department of Homeland Security DHS concurrence. This is a change order for $6,120.42. This is for equipment they had to bring on site as far as for illumination as DHS has requested on it.
Move to approve.
Second. Been moved and second for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item 5, presentation of scoring grid of the firms evaluated through the district's pool of title report services for the purpose of ranking by Hidalgo County Drainage District Number 1 Board of Directors in connection with title report services for a .414 acre tract of land out of Lot 21 Ramsire Garden subdivision. The two firms in the pool are South Texas Land Investigation and Valley Land and Title Company, with a scoring that's 100 for South Texas Land Investigation and Valley Land Title 95. The cost of this is approximately $350, $450. It is just a title report we're doing.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item B, pursuant to the board's approval, requesting authority for the Hidalgo County Drainage District 1 to issue purchase order to the number 1 ranked firm of South Texas Land Investigation for title report services for .414 acre tract of land out of Lot 21 Ramsire Garden subdivision.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and second for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item C, requesting approval to purchase the following through the district membership was TX DIR contract number DIR SDD 1365. Item 1.3, HABIS docking stations. These are the docking stations that go in the trucks where the computers will be locked in so they will not be stolen or taken out of the truck.
Move to approve.
Second.
We have a motion for approval and a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item 6, I will let Mr. Joe Pena, if he's around here, he might have stepped out, is requesting approval to execute earnest money contract with the City of Edinburgh as it relates to the airport property. This is a tract of land that the City of Edinburgh is acquiring from the Drainage District. I believe Mr. Crane's office has looked at the documents, cleared those documents.
That's correct.
So just, what y'all did was just to maybe appraise the market value, was that?
Yes, sir, basically that's exactly it, Commissioner. We went through the market value appraisal. The City of Edinburgh is acquiring this section of land. They're also going to be acquiring a section of land that's under the county name, but I believe that's on another agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Mr. Palacios?
Yes, sir.
When this property was purchased, I thought it was purchased by the county. It was purchased
No,
by-
sir, there was 2 tracts of land. One tract of land was purchased by the Drainage District. Another one was purchased by the county. Those are monies that came from the bond issuance that the county had set aside for the Drainage District to acquire land that we would pay the county back at a future date.
Well, there's an agenda item on the county
There's
side.
2 pieces of land, sir. One section of land was bought with Drainage District money. Another section of land was bought with the county money.
Is that what the title shows?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I think the one that the county purchased is referred to as the Del Tule Track 154B. Is that a different track? Godfrey, that drainage has?
It should be a different track, Mr. Joe Peña. I believe can give you more legal information regarding the actual transaction. Mr. Peña?
It's acreage out of the same tracts, but different transactions. The drainage district purchased a certain amount of land, and part of that land we're selling to the city,
Right.
okay? But the legal description is different the two are different legal descriptions.
Okay, thank you.
Steve,
Thank you, Mr. Peña.
everything's in place?
Yes, it is, Commissioner.
Do we have a motion?
Second.
Been moved and second for approval. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries.
Item B, requesting approval to purchase one Apple iMac desktop computer through the district membership with TCPN contract number R5106. This computer is for our IT individual that we have at the district.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item 7, requesting approval to purchase rain gauge maintenance equipment through the district membership with a buy board contract number 363-110, High Sierra Electronics. This is basically our yearly update that we do right before hurricane season, where Sierra comes in here and checks all the equipment out, installs new conduits or sensors that we need for the project.
And it's throughout the county, right?
Yes, sir. Basically, it's about 36 gauging stations and rain stations and stream gauges that we have throughout the county to monitor the volume of water that we get.
Vote to approve.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Commissioners, we have no item under executive session of the board wishes to entertain with.
Move to adjourn.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you very much, Commissioners.
Thank you. So we adjourn for the drainage district. We next move to the regular meeting. And like before, we do have a quorum.
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Palacio, Precinct 4, Quintanilla, Precinct 1, and Palacio, Precinct 2. Other two are playing hooky. But we have a,
Commissioner, for the Pledge of Allegiance, we do have the color guard by the Hidalgo County Juvenile Detention Center. Commander Rene de Luna is in the audience. Commander? And we have Mr. Tony Hernandez for our Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
remain standing for the prayer, please? Would you all please remain standing for the prayer? That's it. Let's bow our heads, please. Almighty God, we come together today for the good of the citizens of Howell County. Give us your wisdom as we make decisions that will affect them today and the years to come. Help us to work well together and recognizing that each of us are here because we want what is best for Howell County. Let us also remember all our veterans and all our soldiers that are always representing our great nation and fighting for our liberty so we may live in freedom the way we do. And to all the soldiers that have passed and all the veterans that have passed, we know that they're with our Lord as they become our guardian angels. We ask for your blessing and your guidance. In your name we pray, O Lord Jesus Christ. Amen.
Next, we have the approval of the consent agenda.
Agenda, yes, sir. I do believe there are some concerns by the auditor, Mr. Ofracio.
Yes. I would like to request the consent agenda item 12A and 12S be pulled for discussion.
If you don't mind, Commissioner, can we go ahead and move up the recognition and the recognition?
Yes, sir, I'll take
we
care of
have?
that. Yes, sir.
Can I proceed?
Go ahead.
Okay. Under consent agenda 12A, we do concur, and we have not received the document from the vendor with the changes that are requested. We agreed to move to May 29th
So
agenda.
no action.
No action on
Is
12A.
that the only concern you have, consent?
Yes, and I think they agreed to take
Go
no
ahead
action.
and move to approve the consent agenda as presented then, if that's the only concern you have.
We don't have 12S also. There's 12A and 12S.
Go and read the
Now, on
caption. for them.
12S, we agreed to discuss it separately. Originally, it was entered as a regular agenda, but I don't know how it got on the consent. Commitment to revenues clause, which they're mentioning, is under section 3.4. And legal counsel does have the document. We did call Mary Nell this morning to see if she could give it to you for approval.
Can you read the caption just for the sake of the
Oh,
audience?
I am so sorry, yes. And that was, I have my agenda here. Give me a second.
Yeah.
12S.
Yes, acceptance and approval to execute a professional engineer contract agreement for the provision of engineering services for environmental study regarding the Precinct 3 old administration building, warehouse, and shop complex with LNG Consultant Engineering Incorporated, authorized by approved for negotiations by Commissioners Court on April 17, 2012. And we had several concerns. One was that the items had been placed under the regular agenda. Like Marty indicated earlier, that the commitment to current revenues clause
Is under section
was
3.4.
lacking, and also legal counsel's formal review was not documented.
It's
All
been
those have been
approved.
taken care of?
It is, he
It's been
approved it.
approved.
It was at his office late yesterday afternoon, so he brought it with him.
So
It's approved.
You approved it, Chief? Okay.
Yes, I did.
Move to approve them.
Second.
Been moved second for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
And there was no action on 12A, Marty?
Correct.
Correct. It'll be on
Yeah, we
for
do.
May
All right, that's
29th.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner, we still need action on the consent
On the consent
agenda.
agenda, Commissioner.
On the rest of it,
I'll
yes.
move, go ahead and entertain a motion to go ahead and approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Been moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you. Commissioners, if I may, if it please the court, could we take agenda item 7B, and that's a resolution in honor of Staff Sergeant Joseph Reinhauser. It is under the County Judge's Office, again, item 7B.
Good morning, Commissioners. Karina Cardoso with the Public Affairs. I would like to ask Mr. Emilio de los Santos to come up with me. With the item reads 7B, Resolution in Honor of Staff Sergeant Joseph Fankhauser. And we are joined here today with the family members of Staff Sergeant Fankhauser, and I'd like to ask them to come up and join us as well.
Commissioners, good morning. we have with the we have Staff Sergeant Joseph Fanhauser's dad, Henry Fanhauser, and his wife Betty, and we also have some friends that have joined them, along with other family members, and also personnel from the Marine military. Okay? At this point, we're going to go ahead and read and present the resolution.
The resolution reads, Resolution in honor of U.S. Marine Staff Sergeant Joseph Henry Fankhauser. Whereas Hidalgo County joins the rest of the nation, the state of Texas, the Rio Grande Valley, and the friends and loved ones of U.S. Marine Staff Sergeant Joseph Henry Fankhauser of McAllen, Texas, in mourning the untimely loss of this courageous young man who died April 22, 2012 in Helmand Province, Afghanistan at the age of 30 while supporting Operation Enduring Freedom. And whereas Sergeant Fankhauser attended Sharyland High School and later graduated from Mason High School in Central Texas. He enlisted in the U.S. Marines after graduation in 2000 and was assigned to the 7th Engineer Support Battalion, 1st Marine Logistics Group, 1 Marine Expeditionary Force in Camp Pendleton, California, serving as an explosive ordnance disposal technician. And whereas Sergeant Fankhauser was serving his 5th combat deployment, having been deployed to Iraq in 2004, 2006, and 2007, and Afghanistan in 2011, he was serving his 2nd tour in Afghanistan at the time of his death. He was known for his patriotism, dedication to duty, and leadership. And whereas Sergeant Fankhauser received many awards and recognitions during his service, he is noted for receiving the Purple Heart, 2nd War, Combat Action Ribbon, 2nd War, Iraq Campaign Medal, 3rd War, Marine Corps Good Conduct Medal, 3rd War, Armed Forces Expeditionary Medal, National Defense Service Medal, Navy Unit Commendation, Presidential Unit Citations Navy, and the NATO Medal, ISAF Afghanistan. And whereas he is remembered by loved ones as a man of courage, strength, and compassion who gave unselfishly to others. Sergeant Fankhauser is survived by his father, Henry, Betty Fankhauser of McAllen, his mother, Mary Weiscarver of Temple, and his wife, Heather Fankhauser. Now therefore, be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes and pays tribute to the life and legacy of Staff Sergeant Joseph Henry Fankhauser and honors him and his family for his patriotic service and ultimate sacrifice, which will never be forgotten. Approved this 22nd day of May, 2012.
Move for approval.
Second.
We move second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Joseph?
Thank you, Commissioners. We also would like to acknowledge that a copy of the resolution will be sent to the spouse and to the mother of the fallen hero. At this point, if we may, we would like to take some pictures.
Sure.
Before we do that, let me just go ahead and move on to the next presentation, then we'll go ahead and do the pictures at the same time. It is traditional that Hidalgo County honor their fallen heroes. We do have a Hidalgo County Fallen Heroes wall outside Commissioner's Court. At this time, we'd like to present to the family and to the Commissioner's Court a picture of Staff Sergeant Joseph Fankhauser. At this point, could I have Mr. Fankhauser come forward?
Mr. and Mrs. Fankhauser.
Let's go down there and take a picture.
Just a couple of comments, Mr. De Los Santos. On behalf of Commissioners Court, Mr. and Mrs. Fankhauser, as a fellow veteran and as a member of Commissioners Court, we offer our condolences also for your son, loss of your son. As a fellow veteran, we understand that when we sign on that dotted line, we understand what we signed on for, and it's an honor that your son served our country, served this area. And with the deepest sincerity, we offer our condolences to you all and wish you the best. He's in our prayers every day. And thank you for his service.
Just would also like to commend the Fankhauser family, and of course to your son that, did answer the call to duty and give the ultimate sacrifice. This is something that we will never forget and always be in our hearts. And this is why we live the way we do in freedom and liberty. And I just would like to commend the family, and of course, he'll always be remembered. God bless you.
You want to come up front to take the pictures? Finish up item 7.
Commissioners.
Valde, can we go ahead and go to
Fi-
item C, this Hidalgo County Veterans Organization?
Right, 5C. Yes, sir. Thank you. Karina?
Yes, the item is resolution honoring Hidalgo County Veteran Service Organization's Honor Guard Detail. And we have the distinct pleasure of being joined with a lot of our veterans organizations here today. And what is displaying on the screen before you is the reason that we're here today. We are honoring them for the service that they provide at our deceased veterans' funerals. They provide military service honors for the funerals of veterans who have passed away, and they all do this on a completely voluntary basis. And so it is fitting that before Memorial Day, we wanted to honor them for their service and recognize them. And we have seven different organizations that are going to be receiving resolutions. And if I may read the resolution, and then Mr. De Los Santos may have some remarks as well. So the resolution reads, Resolution honoring Veterans Organizations Honor Guard Detail. Whereas, as Americans, it is our national obligation to demonstrate the country's gratitude to those who, in times of war and peace, have faithfully defended our country. And whereas military funeral honors are provided at the funeral of a service member or veteran to appropriately honor the deceased for their service to the nation. The rendering of military funeral honors is a ceremonial paying of respect as a final demonstration a grateful nation can provide to its veterans' families, and include the folding and presenting of the American flag to the next of kin and the sounding of taps. And whereas recent and projected increases in the deaths of veterans have made it difficult for the military services to meet requests for funeral honors, the Department of Defense began utilizing a new initiative, the Authorized Provider Partnership Program, which allows for volunteers to assist in providing military funeral honors. And whereas veterans from veterans organizations in Hidalgo County have been volunteering their time, resources, and energy to provide military honor services at the funerals of veterans in Hidalgo County. And whereas the Honor Guard Detail provides an invaluable service to honor our deceased veterans and their families with the proper and dignified military funeral honor ceremony, and should be recognized in appreciation of their continued service to our nation. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognizes the dedicated service and commitment of the following veterans organizations for providing military funeral honors for veterans in Hidalgo County. And as I read your names, can you please stand and come forward? American Legion Post 93, Mission. American Legion Post 101, FAR. America's Last Patrol Post 3, ELSA. Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 2369, Nikki Rowe McAllen. Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 3895, La Jolla. Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 7473, ELSA. and the Veterans of Foreign Wars Post 8788, McAllen. Approved this 22nd day of May, 2012.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Commissioners, the resolution is to honor and recognize the veteran organizations in Hidalgo County for their commitment to provide honor guard services to all Hidalgo County veterans at their funerals. These individuals volunteer and dedicate their time to make sure our veterans are buried with honor and respect. The veteran organizations provide honor guard services at the Rio Grande Valley State Veterans Cemetery in Mission, Texas. They have provided services to over 1,050 veterans to date, and many more veterans funeral services at local private cemeteries. The annual count for veterans that are buried in our county exceeds 850 veterans, and these individuals are the individuals that are providing the honor guard services for their funerals. This includes World War II veterans, Korean veterans, Vietnam veterans, and the current war conflicts such as Iraq and Afghanistan. The average age of our honor guard veterans that are here present with us today is 62 years plus. I commend the honor guard for their services they provide to our veterans. Thank you on behalf of the veterans and their families of this county. Thank you for your service, and thank you for your commitment to provide the honor and respect our veterans deserve as they depart our country. Thank you once again, and at this point, I would also like to recognize and commend the newly formed Mario Ramirez Detention Center Boot Camp Honor Guard and Color Guard, as they did their Color Guard this morning. Once again, thank you, and I think they're going to join the ranks of doing also honor guard at funeral services, okay? So at this point, at this time, we will present the individual resolutions to the prospective post. We have Veterans of Foreign Wars, Post 8788. Thank you, Homer. We have VFW Post 3895 from La Jolla. I believe they're not here because they were called at last minute for a funeral detail this morning. So we'll make sure they get the resolution. VFW Post 7473 from Elsa, Texas. Please come forward. We also have American Legion Post 101. Do we have a representative from Post 101? Okay, I'll make sure they get their resolution. American Legion Post 93, Mission, Texas. We also have American Last Patrol, Post 3. And we also have VFW Post 2369, Nikki Row from McAllen. would like to request if we could take pictures with the individual honor guards with the Commissioner's Court, and we'll do this as quickly, okay?
Sure.
And then maybe we can take one with the group now that they're there, and see if we can do that? Oh, you already have it? Okay, now we want it with the individual post, okay?
Individual post?
Right, and post 87, 88, just stay there, and the rest of you could only just move to the side so we can get the commissioners with that post. This will serve them to have a picture at their post. Post 74, 73. Post 93. And Nikki Rowe, 2369. Did we miss anybody? I don't think so, right? Oh, I'm sorry, the last patrol. The last patrol. Commissioners, thank you. Thank you for supporting our veterans like you always have. I would like to remind you that on May 28 is Memorial Day, and there are going to be several ceremonies throughout the private cemetery, so we welcome the public and our commissioners to attend some of those ceremonies.
If I may, Mr. Santos, I want to commend you doing a great job in putting this together. And also to all our veterans, all our servicemen, this is something that we are truly grateful to all for their service to this great nation, and this is something we must never forget. And to go beyond and to continue to respect our servicemen that have passed is truly an honor for us to accept their motivation and their heartfelt service. And this is something that we must never forget. So I commend each and every one of you for continuing the cause, and allowing us to be part of it. And this is something that we will always support our veterans no matter what. God bless you all.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioners, if it please the court, could we go to item 5D2?
Actually, Valdo, if we can take 1 and 2.
1 and 2 together?
Yes,
Okay,
yes, they're
got it.
related.
5D, 1 and 2.
The item reads, it's a proclamation naming May 2012 as Mental Health Awareness Month. And I'd like to read the proclamation pretty quickly. And then the second item is presentation of Community Leadership Award to Sheriff Guadalupe Lupe Trevino by the South Texas Behavioral Health Center. And this is actually in recognition of Mental Health Awareness Month. And the proclamation reads, whereas mental health is essential to everyone's overall health and well-being, and whereas mental health conditions are real and prevalent in our nation, with many Americans experiencing times of difficulty and stress in their lives, 1 in 4 adults or 60 million Americans struggle with a treatable mental health condition each year, whether that is depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, or substance abuse, and prevention is an effective way to reduce the burden of mental health conditions on society and on family. And whereas addressing the complex mental health needs of children, youth, and families today is fundamental to the future of South Texas, and the need for comprehensive, coordinated mental health services for children, youth, and families places upon our community a critical responsibility. And whereas there is a strong body of research that supports specific tools that all Americans can use to better handle challenges and protect their health and well-being. And whereas each business, school, government agency, law enforcement agency, healthcare provider, organization, and citizen shares the burden of mental health problems and has a responsibility to promote mental wellness and support prevention efforts. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby proclaims May 2012 as Mental Health Awareness Month and calls upon the citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, and schools in South Texas to recommit our community to increasing awareness and understanding of mental health, the steps our citizens can take to protect their mental health, and the need for appropriate and accessible services for all people with mental health conditions. Approved this 22nd day of May, 2012.
Would you approve?
Second.
Been moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
And item 2 reads, presentation of Community Leadership Award to Sheriff Guadalupe Lupe Trevino by the South Texas Behavioral Health Center. And last week, we joined South Texas Behavioral Health Center and South Texas Health System at an award ceremony for the sheriff in recognition of his services that his law enforcement agency provides for people with mental health problems. And I'd like to introduce Mr. Joe Rodriguez from South Texas Behavioral Health Center to say a few words.
Commissioners, thank you very much for your time. Appreciate those kind words. Thank you so much. My name is Joe Rodriguez. I'm the CEO for South Texas Behavioral Health Center. And with me is representatives from South Texas Behavioral Health. May is recognized as National Mental Health Awareness Month. And this is something that we'd like to bring to the public, awareness on mental illness. As she was relating to you in the proclamation, many people suffer nowadays with depression, with anxieties, we see suicide rates being extremely, extremely high, not only in the adult population, but also in the children and adolescents. Our behavioral health hospital here in Edinburgh is a 134-bed hospital. We service patients from as young as 3 years of age up until the age of 90 and 100. And it is just amazing the things that we see on a daily basis related to mental illness. We also help the veterans. We have a veteran contract, so we treat our veterans also. and we're very honored to do that, and also to thank our veterans. I'll keep this very short. As a result of Mental Health Month, normally we like to recognize, this is the first time that we recognize a sheriff, simply because we have seen that throughout the years, the commitment that Hidalgo County Sheriff's Department on the leadership of Lupe Trevino, Sheriff Lupe Trevino has had. It is amazing the kind of work that they have done to the citizens of Hidalgo County that need mental health treatment, transportation to and from hospitals. They risk their lives every day, and for this we thank them, because I know that they have a tremendous job to do. But the patients thank them, we thank them, the community thanks them, the hospital community thanks them also. So, in recognition of May as Mental Health Awareness Month, we'd like to recognize Sheriff Lupe Trevino with a Community Leadership Award for his contribution and his fine organization of Hidalgo County Sheriff's officers. Your department, Sheriff, has always been very professional, responsive, and committed, but above all, caring to our patient population. We know that this is due to your leadership and your expectations of your officers. We realize the difficult and dangerous situations you are placed on a daily basis when responding to crisis. Sheriff Trevino, on behalf of South Texas Behavioral Health Center and all of South Texas Health System, we would like to recognize you with this Community Leadership Award. The hospital thanks you, we thank you, and we are honored to give you this leadership award in support of Mental Health Month. Sheriff?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez, and to all the mental health community for bestowing this award upon not me, but actually the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office and all of law enforcement. And you're absolutely right. What we face every day is very difficult. And I want to thank the Commissioners Court for taking time from your busy schedule for this recognition. Without a doubt, law enforcement plays a very pivotal role in the mental issue problem. Last year alone, the Hidalgo County Sheriff's Office increased 8% calls having to do with mental health issues, and that is quite an increase. As Mr. Rodriguez said in a press release here last week, the largest mental health provider in the state of Texas is the Texas prison system. And I don't really know that is really right. What we are doing is we are now tracking all of our mental health issue calls, all our responses, in an effort as a justification with the grant unit that we have created to see if we can come up with some sort of federal or state funds to create a mental health unit within the department funded strictly by grants, and that is our goal. No doubt, we do play a very big part, and it has a lot to do with the crime rate and the type of calls that we answer. For that, I thank you, and God bless you. Sheriff, I'm not surprised they honored you with such a distinguished honor, but I also want to thank you for your service. You've done an impeccable job out there. Mr. Rodriguez, I would like to say, though, after serving my country, my first employer was South Texas Behavioral Health Systems. I worked with them for about 2 years. So I do honor you all for your profession and what you do for our community. Just wanted to thank you personally.
I'd like to also commend you on a great job, Sheriff, as usual. You've done great for our county, and I commend you for that. And of course, to all the agencies involved, congratulations on the great service that you provide.
Thank you. Thank you.
Chair, I would like to make a few comments. What impresses me, besides the good work that you do and all your staff, is you're available, you're visible in the community, and on behalf of the county, especially Precinct 2, I'd like to congratulate you and your staff for all the good work that you're doing.
Thank you, Commissioner. Appreciate that. I'll relay that to the troops. Thank you. No, for
The shadow day?
Head Start. It's under our,
Vale.
it's item 18.
Judge, Commissioners, if we may, can we go to item 18A? There you go, Commissioner?
Joseph.
Yes. Judge, 18A is a proclamation to proclaim Josefina Josie Ramirez as a 2012 Hidalgo County Head Start Volunteer of the Year on this day of May 22, 2012, and we have Misty Raines out of our office to present the proclamation.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning.
We actually
Morning.
have our Head Start staff here with us, and Ms. Josefina Ramirez is present as well, if you'd like to come
Can we have her
up.
come up?
And at this time, I'd like to introduce the staff members of Head Start as well. We have Alicia Becerra, Head Start City Manager, and the Center Manager, I'm sorry, excuse me. Teresa Flores, who's a Head Start Executive Director, and Edmundo Garcia, who's a Head Start Assistant Director, Dora Munoz, who's a Head Start Assistant Director as well, and Irma Pena, who's a Head Start Family Services Director. And I'd also like to take this time to ask Mrs. Flores to take a moment to explain a little bit about the program before I present.
Head Start is a program that depends on volunteers to come through and help us with delivering the services that we do. We have a very big volunteer program in our, very big volunteer group in our program. It is part of our 20%. We're funded for $25 million, and $6 million come from in-kind. This is part of our in-kind, so they're really, really critical to our program going on. But most importantly, they're mostly parents, and this is one of our parents who spent more than 1,000 hours this year over at our Couch Center in Elsa. We have 43 centers. This is the center where we have Ms. Josie Ramirez being there almost every day with our center manager. The program has family services in charge of our volunteers, Ms. Irma Pena, and so we're very pleased to honor this parent. We have honored over 260 parents who had more than 250 hours, so they're really a critical part of our program, and we really applaud our parents, and especially today recognizing Ms. Josie Ramirez for her participation in making our program so successful. Thank you.
Now, if I may read the proclamation?
Yes.
Proclamation in honor of Josefina Josie Ramirez. Whereas Ms. Josefina Ramirez has lived in Monte Alto all her life. She graduated in 1991 from Edinburgh High School. Josie has 8 siblings, 7 brothers, and 1 sister. She married at the age of 25 and became a widow at the age of 37. As a single parent of 3 beautiful children, Elizabeth 13, Jenny 12, Karen 5, her youngest Head Start attendee, Ms. Ramirez has managed to provide a safe and loving home for her daughters. And whereas facing many obstacles in her life, she unselfishly donated 1,020 hours of service as a volunteer to the Elsa Head Start Center, which provided Josie the opportunity to spend quality time with her youngest child and also encouraged her other 2 daughters about the importance of education. And whereas Josie began volunteering in 2001 when her oldest, Elizabeth, attended Elsa Head Start and continued while Jenny was enrolled. In 2004, Josie was honored as the Volunteer of the Year of the Hidalgo County Head Start program. Her goal in life is to continue to stay involved in her daughter's education and maintain a positive relationship with them while at the same time developing new techniques from attending various parenting workshops and conferences. And whereas volunteers fill many roles as listeners, explorers, role models, motivators, and mentors, the Elsa Head Start staff has known Ms. Ramirez to be a hardworking person that is always there when needed. She has ultimately dedicated her time as a volunteer in assisting many children within the classrooms, decorating the center, and most importantly, assisting teachers by preparing materials to educate. And whereas the Hidalgo County Head Start Program parent and community volunteers has named Josefina Josie Ramirez as the Hidalgo County Head Start Volunteer of the Year, her goal is to continue on as a wonderful, genuine, dedicated volunteer. Now therefore be it proclaimed that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby recognize and honor Josefina Josie Ramirez for her selection as the 2012 Hidalgo County Head Start Volunteer of the Year. Approved this day, 22nd of May, 2012.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Commissioner, I had the pleasure of joining Head Start at their annual banquet in honor of all the volunteers, and I'd like to commend Ms. Teresa Flores and all of her staff for all the work that they do to inspire, obviously, these volunteers to come on a daily basis, assist with the kids. Without the volunteers, the program obviously wouldn't exist the way it is. I want to thank Ms. Ramirez, who I had the pleasure of graduating with in 1991, and just want to thank her and all those other volunteers that give their time to programs like Head Start. Thank you. God bless you.
If I may, Commissioner, I also would like to commend the Head Start Director and all the staff, all the employees with the Head Start program. I was fortunate to attend the banquet as well, the volunteer banquet. And I have to tell you that it's truly recognized that without the volunteers providing the services they do, we would not be able to succeed as we do. And I just want to say that I know that we service over 4,000 children a day through our Head Start program. And I commend each and every one of you because you are mentoring our future leaders of tomorrow. I congratulate you. And ma'am, congratulations on your service, and we thank you so much for everything you do.
This is the case I'm not going to complain. Thank you, Commissioners. Commissioners, and if we may go back to item 5A, 1 and 2, there's no action at this time unless there needs to be action further down the agenda. Item 5B, I'm going to ask Karina to recognition of participants in the Job Shadow Day.
Good morning again. Yes, recognition of participants in Job Shadow Day. I don't know if you noticed when Misty came up, there was a young lady that was shadowing her. We have several high school students in the audience today that are participating in Job Shadow Day, so they're getting to see government in action. And we have a group of students that are actually at the courthouse as well, one shadowing courthouse security, one shadowing a judge, one shadowing the district clerk, and one shadowing the county clerk. So we just like to recognize them and thank them for being here today, and we hope that we're giving you all a good experience. Afterwards, we invite you all to join us for lunch at a restaurant here in Edinburgh. I'll give you the details, but it would be a good opportunity since they can't really interact with you all up here since you all are working. If you can join us afterward, it would be a great experience to talk a little bit about what you do. So on January 31st, Commissioners Court approved a proclamation proclaiming February 2nd as Groundhog Job Shadow Day in Hidalgo County, and also approved Hidalgo County to participate in the 2012 Job Shadow Days program. So today we have students from La Jolla High School, McAllen Mickey Rowe High School, Mercedes High School, and Sherilyn High School who are shadowing county professionals in their career field of choice. And I would like to take this opportunity to recognize them. We're going to be awarding them a certificate of recognition for participating in the Rio Grande Valley Partnership and Tech Prep of the Rio Grande Valley's 2012 Job Shadow Day in Hidalgo County. And as I read your names, if you can come up and get your certificate and then stand in the front and we can take a picture. From McAllen Nicky Rowe High School, we have Ms. Jessica Yarrito. Also from McAllen Nicky Rowe, we have Leah Yades. These two young ladies are shadowing our budget officer today, Mr. Sergio Cruz. From McAllen Nicky Rowe, Abraham Viramontes and Alexander Mendoza. And these two are assigned to our executive officer, Mr. Valdeguerra. From La Jolla High School, we have Daniel Marquez. And we also have Mr. Ricardo Rosales. Mr. Ricardo is shadowing our safety officer. From Sherilyn High School, I'd like to recognize Mr. Leonel Lopez. He's shadowing a law enforcement and one of our constable deputies. Ms. Jacqueline Luke. She's the one who is shadowing Ms. Misty. I'm very excited to interact with a professional. We also have Ms. Tanya Belsagi from Sherilyn High School. Commissioner Palacios, we've assigned her to Mr. Silguero so she can learn a little bit about what he does. Jairo Selvera from Sherilyn High School. And last, we have Mr. Carlos Cruz, and he's assigned to the county judge's office. I would also like to read the names of the students that are participating in our job shadow day at the courthouse. Thank you, Carlos. You can just stand up here. We have from Mercedes High School, Angie Cornejo, Kiana Hernandez, and Ruby Lopez. From La Jolla High School, Ricardo Flores. And from Sherilyn High School, Ana Lee Diaz and Spencer Weaver. So thank you once again for commissioners for providing this opportunity for our high school students to get this experience. And students, we wish you the best. Thank you so much for joining us. Students, I don't know if any of you all would like to say a few words or ask any questions of the commissioners. Feel free. You have an opportunity. Okay. Ms. Jackie Luke.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jackie Luke, and I just want to thank you for giving us the opportunity to be here and get to watch what goes on here. So thank you so much.
I'd like to commend all of you for showing interest and mentoring here with Hidalgo County, because it's, I have no doubt that sometime in life you will be taking over our positions. So congratulations to your interest in Hidalgo County, and could please continue your education, and we're here to serve you as well. Congratulations.
Balde.
Thank you. Commissioners, if I may.
Excuse me, are we under the gun time-wise?
Yes, sir. We have approximately about an hour and a quarter left on our time.
Well, let's do as much as we can if we can get done with it.
Yes.
If not, we'll recess the meeting and for later this afternoon.
All right. And Commissioner, I'm pretty confident we'll be able to get through the agenda fairly quick. So if I may, item 5E, I'm asking approval to advertise the 5 slots as listed on the agenda.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you. Item 6 is for the Constable's Office for Constable Guerra.
Good morning, Commissioners. Constable Eddie Guerra, Precinct 4. I come before you today, seek approval to deputize a deputy under Local Government Code 86012 to appoint Mr. Jimmy Moon as my reserve deputy.
Move for approval.
Been moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Item 7, Commissioners, we have item 7A. Mrs. Chapa. Jaime. Item 7A.
Yes, Jaime Longoria with the Judge's Office. I believe Karina is going to go ahead and take care of this item.
Mr. Facio? The Auditor's Office was recognized by the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada for his comprehensive annual financial report for the fiscal year. And we had brought this item a while back, and the judge requested that we bring it back when the auditor received the actual award. So here it is, and I'm going to read it. It is the Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting presented to the County of Hidalgo, Texas for its comprehensive annual financial report for the fiscal year ended December 31st, 2010. A Certificate of Achievement for Excellence in Financial Reporting is presented by the Government Finance Officers Association of the United States and Canada to government units and public employee retirement systems whose comprehensive annual financial reports, CAFRs, achieve the highest standards in government accounting and financial reporting. So we just wanted to bring it again. It's a beautiful trophy, plaque, Mr. Facio. So we present it to you once again. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Commissioner Palacios, on behalf of County Judge Ramon Garcia, he was not able to be here today. I just wanted to express our gratitude to Mr. Ofracio and the auditor and the auditor staff for their consistent and very thorough work that they do. Thank you so much
Let's
on
take a
behalf of
picture
Judge Garcia.
together. Here, you can come up here, you're already up here anyway. Here in the middle. We give you a big
Okay.
Congratulations, Mr. Fracio, on behalf of the County Commissioners Court. Keep up the great work, all right?
Right. Well, actually, Commissioners, this award is for Hidalgo County. You know, it has the county auditor's name on it, but it's a recognition of Hidalgo County for excellence in financial reporting. And this award could not be possible if it wasn't for the hard work of the county auditor's office,
Staff.
and all of the departments in the county that provide information that goes into the comprehensive annual report, and also without the support of the Commissioners Court and Board of Judges, that also would not be possible. And I want to thank you again for recognizing that.
I may point out, this is the second or third award that you get.
I believe this is the 8th time, the year that...
Eighth?
Yeah, 8th in a row. Yeah.
Well, you take those to HEB, because you're not getting a raise. There's no money.
Thank you.
So both of you have been here that long?
No, I think Tito's been here long.
Thank you. Commissioners, item 8A, I believe we're going to be asking for a no action of legal counsel, but I do have Ms. Norma Garcia in the audience. There are some concerns, and this deals with our investment policy. Ms. Garcia?
Yes, I received the concerns that the auditor's office brought. I sent all the information to the legal department,
counsel?
to Atlas
We
and Hall.
got it this morning.
You got it this morning? Well, I sent it yesterday. Did you have a chance to look at it? Basically, there were some minor changes to the investment policy. Everything that was requested was fixed or included. There were some things that he felt that needed to be expanded on. We did that, some corrections.
So the bottom line, are we taking action on that?
Well, Commissioner, with that being said, I'm sorry, Commissioner.
So basically...
We satisfied everything the auditor wanted.
So basically, Madam Treasurer, you're saying that the investment policy is complete?
Yes, and I will be coming for next week as well for the drainage district, because they do it after we do it.
Okay.
Is that in compliance or whatever?
I think there were some items that were missing. I have not seen all of the information.
Everything was there, sir.
And-
Everything that you asked. In fact, there was one little item that I changed it because you recommended it, which was for the monies to get to my office within 5 days from the other departments. I had a policy in there of 3 days, so we might miss out on 2 days' worth of interest in investing, simply because I didn't want to.
Stick to your policy.
I went along with his recommendation, which
Well-
is that they have up to 5 days. I
Not a
was
problem.
giving them 3.
Ms. Garcia, let me ask you, what happens if we take no action and bring it back next week?
Nothing will happen, sir. It's just that we have everything provided. Normally, when everything is satisfied, you all
Right.
act on it, so
Well,
I'm just
apparently
mentioning that.
there's still
Well,
a concern.
Commissioner, can I recommend this to the court, that we take action? It was contingent on legal counsel reviewing. They've received it this morning or late yesterday evening. If Mr. Crane will.
The budget
will-
officer's here as well.
Right.
His staff received it.
I'll move to approve.
Copied everybody.
Contingent on legal
Yes.
counsel and those, motion to approve,
Yes.
right, and those items being included
Correct.
as requested.
Are you okay with it, Sergio?
Okay.
And do we go along with the 5
There's a
days?
second, Commissioner.
Okay.
A motion, a second for approval. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Commissioner. Item 9 is for the tax office. I don't know if we have Mr. Barrera or representative in the audience, but he's asking under the property tax code 31.11 C-1, he's asking to extend the tax refund deadline from 3 to an additional 2 years for a tax refund, and it would be an overpayment to B&D Sports, Inc., and they're doing business as CTC Distributing. The amount of the refund is $3,183.11.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Against, motion carries.
Item 10A is for the Health and Human Services Department. I don't see anyone in the audience, so I don't believe there's any action to be taken, and there is no update today. So if we may go on to item 11, Mr. Montoya, Emergency Management. This is, go ahead.
Yes, the item reads, it's a proclamation designating May 27th to June 2nd, 2012 as National Hurricane Preparedness Week. As we all know, hurricane season is upon us, it is coming upon us, and the county is doing everything we can to get the message out once again of preparedness. And Oscar may have a few words to say first, and then I'll read the proclamation.
Thank you.
Good morning, Commissioners. Oscar Montoya, Emergency Management. Basically, it's Hurricane Preparedness Week, but as the Commission and most of the cities know, we've already been started to be affected by the weathers. So basically, we just want to get the word out to as many people as possible that hurricane season is coming, that the preparation should be made. We'll be doing a series of things that Carino covered here. We're currently working with all the precincts. We've sent out some letters. Seems like all the precincts are ready to go with all their equipment. Thank you very much for that. Hopefully, we don't have to call on y'all. Some of the lessons learned, we're doing some media blitzing here over the course of the next couple of weeks from the storms that occurred in the McAllen and the Doolittle area. Mission, Edinburgh, and FAR were also affected by those storms. That a lot of people don't have insurance. And especially out in the rural community, it was disheartening to see people out there, wondering who was going to fix their houses. And quite frankly, I think there's a misunderstanding on, the position that FEMA plays, that people have to be self-sufficient. FEMA will only come in mass disaster. It has to be, something where many, many, many houses are completely destroyed before they do a presidential declaration. So it is incumbent on us to have the insurances that we need so that people are covered. It was, like I said, pretty disheartening to hear that. But we'll be doing media blitzes on behalf of the county for rural citizens, and we would ask everybody that anybody comments to that would be the goal for this year, is to have insurance on their properties. Other than that, Karina has a resolution.
I'll read it quickly. Proclamation recognizing May 27th to June 2nd, 2012 as National Hurricane Preparedness Week. Whereas the citizens of Hidalgo County have experienced numerous hurricane catastrophes over the years, many of which have greatly affected Hidalgo County residents' homes, schools, businesses, properties, infrastructure. And whereas hurricane season traditionally begins on June 1st and ends on November 30th, And whereas hurricanes are not the only threat bringing with them heavy rainfall, flooding, tornadoes, lightning, high winds, and other such dangers. And whereas Hidalgo County is committed to the safety, security, and livelihood of all residents during any such situation, and is taking the necessary steps to prepare in anticipation of hurricane season, including informing residents about hurricane season, partnering with local community resource centers within the county, and hosting our Dare to Prepare hurricane fairs in June, and educating and empowering the community to make informed and responsible preparations. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hidalgo County Commissioners Court hereby proclaims the week of May 27 to June 2, 2012 as National Hurricane Preparedness Week in Hidalgo County, dated this 22nd day of May, 2012.
Move for
Motion
approval.
approved. Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
And Michelle passed out a flyer. We are going to be having these Dare to Prepare fairs in our community centers in each of the precincts, and this information will be posted on our website and shared. We encourage all residents to come out and learn ways how to be prepared, get information on hurricane resources, hurricane preparedness resources. And last but not least, we would like to direct all residents to our county website where they can sign up and receive email notifications on any emergency alerts, anything that's going on. The website is www.co.hidalgo.tx.us, and there's a section where it says notify me, and you have to put in your email address, but we're using it very well in these last storms that we had. We use it to share a lot of the weather statements and the weather alerts. So we encourage everyone to get informed and get involved. We're also on Facebook and on Twitter, Hidalgo County. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Baldo.
Commissioner, yes, if I may, I will present for HIDA. They're asking to remove from their assets, fixed asset inventory, two 380 CPU towers. They are asset number 44487 and 44488.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Second.
Motion carries.
Second item for HIDA is a memorandum of understanding between Hidalgo County HIDA Task Force and Palmer Drug Abuse.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
And the third item would be a memorandum of understanding between HIDA Task Force and Hidalgo County Constable's
Move to
Office,
approve.
Precinct 3.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item 13, Ms. Sevna, Urban County.
Commissioners, item number 1 is a request on behalf of the City of Elsa, requesting the approval of amendment number 1 to the existing contract agreement for material testing with LNG Engineering Laboratory. The amendment will modify the scope of work and decrease the total estimated fee by $1,137.99.
Move to approve.
Second.
Yes.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item B is a request on behalf of the City of Palmview, requesting your consideration and action in the award and entering into a construction contract with MJA Construction LLC for street improvements in the amount of $109,036.20.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Item C is a request on behalf of Precinct 1 in which they are requesting the approval and the award of the best and final negotiated contract with Guzman and Munoz Engineering and Surveying in the amount of $15,420 for a street improvement project, which consists of solar lights.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
D is also a request on behalf of Precinct 1 in which they're requesting the approval of the best and final negotiated contract with Dos Logistics Inc. in the amount of $874,911. This is for the General Land Office, Texas General Land Office GLOW Disaster Recovery Round 2.1 funds, in which they will be providing the engineering services for the Delta Area Connector, also known as the East Lateral.
And this is all out of GLO funds, correct?
I'm sorry?
This is all out of GLO funds, the
Yes,
disaster
sir, it
recovery
is.
funds?
And we went ahead and renegotiated their best and final officer and got a better.
And you've exhausted all negotiations?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, move to approve.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Diana, what about the items that were lacking, for this one, for F, the insurance certificate?
Those were provided to Ms. Arce Duran.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Item E is also on behalf of Precinct 1, in which we're requesting the award and approval of the negotiated contract with Quintanilla Headley and Associates in the amount of $162,980. And this is also for the Texas General Land Office Disaster Recovery Round 2.1 funds. This will also consist of the drainage improvements known as part of the Delta Area Connector, in which they will be working with individual colonias.
Great. And once again, you've exhausted all negotiations, correct?
Yes, sir, I have.
Okay, move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Our final one is on behalf of Precinct 1, also including for the best and final negotiated contract with SAMAS Engineering, known as SAMES Engineering, in the amount of $189,225 for the Disaster Recovery Round 2.1 for the Delta Area Connector. This will also consist of several subdivisions within that vicinity. They're actually colonias.
And you've exhausted all negotiations?
Yes,
as
sir,
well,
I have.
correct? All right, move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Just to let you know, Commissioners, these last three items that we just approved for Precinct 1, I want to thank you for your support. But this is truly going to the efforts of alleviating the flooding problems within our precincts. And this is all through disaster recovery funds, which is a grant that we received.
Thank you.
for your support.
Have those monies been approved?
I'm sorry?
Have all the monies been approved for this?
Yes, sir, we received the contract that was officially signed about 3 weeks ago, I believe, and this was for the $20 million that's coming as part of the Round 2.1.
This is
So we
where-
can go ahead and advertise.
We can go ahead and make sure that our environmentals are in place, as well as ensure that the right-of-ways and everything is in place before we actually advertise for the actual construction.
We'll
Right.
touch base.
And this is huge for Precinct 1. This is where we're receiving $14.1 million for our precinct.
The $20 million will also be part of the money that will be used at South Fork,
Right.
and as well as the Penitas Drain.
I want to thank you for your efforts.
Thank you, sir.
So-
But it is important to note that a lot of this funding that we're given, obviously, some of these projects were identified in previous bond issuances, so it's actually, the county's at a big benefit of getting funding for those particular projects that we haven't been able to do. So I also commend Commissioner for the fact of getting multiple groups obviously involved in there and spreading the work out. That's a good job.
Thank you.
And we'll continue working on Round 2.2. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Namon? Elections
Yes.
Administration.
Good morning, Judge is not here. Good morning, Commissioners. On my item, I have three discussion and or action, including but not limited to elections updates. I have three updates for you. First of all, I hope that everyone saw this insert in the Monitor on Sunday. We went ahead and put 1 week left of early voting with all the early voting poll sites, as well as the election day poll sites. And so we've been very successful with this with our precinct changes. So I hope that everyone has that and it's on their refrigerator and they're getting out there to vote. Please keep in mind that this Friday, the 25th, early voting ends at 7 p.m. and then you have election day the following Tuesday, the 29th, from 7 to 7. Also, the handout that I gave you, I am so proud to say that Hidalgo County, compared to the top 15 counties in the state, and that's the first handout that I've given you, is ahead as of Sunday's totals. We are at 8.8%, and you can see there that the next cumulative percent of early voting jumps down or goes down to 4.8% with Cameron, and then it just goes down from there. So Hidalgo County is leading the top 15 counties in population. We're leading as far as voter turnout. So we're very proud of that. The last item that I have is the second handout, and if Constable Guerra would come up here, please. Sheriff Trevino asked me to present this concern that he has. Before I came on board, and Mr. Guerra would probably be the better one to brief you on it, there was a courthouse grounds open forum policy that was passed that only allowed political discussion, press conferences, public speech to take place in front of the Hidalgo County Courthouse, and it's very specific. I gave you the diagram. very specific to where this can take place. In 2010, and in fact, the agenda item is the first page, on 2/16 of 2010, that we built the elections annex warehouse, and it was to become a poll location. I brought this before the court and asked, because one of the commissioners wanted to be able to use some of the county parking lot to have electioneering. And this court voted no action, which meant that there was to be no electioneering on county property. Sheriff Trevino has brought to my attention, because we are keeping that at the elections annex warehouse, but right now there are 5 county buildings that are being used as poll locations, and he specifically mentioned County Commissioner Precinct 3. They are abiding by the 100-foot marker, but then they're right there on county property. At Progreso Community Center, they are abiding by the 100-foot marker, but then they're in the grass area, not the right-of-way, but on county property. And so he wanted me to address this because he felt that it was the same for all county buildings, or what? That this court needed to take some action on this. And perhaps Constable can give you a little bit more update.
Yeah, well, this issue came up back in 2010 when we were asked to do this security for the new election annex, and we came before the court on election day. Started on Monday. Tuesday, y'all met, and y'all gave me specific instructions that there was not to be any electioneering going on county property. Here at the annex, we just have it going on the city right-of-ways. And then Sheriff Trevino came and noticed that, well, some of the other county locations, they are allowing electioneering going on county property. He instructed, right now his deputy is doing the security at this location over here. He instructed his deputy until you get direction from this court whether we're going to enforce it or not. So, and I think,
But do you,
Do I recall the issue in 2010?
yeah,
Yes, as Ms. Ramon stated, the issue in 2010 was that there was electioneering on county property, and by electioneering, there was an action item that was brought to Commissioner's Court. The issue became the First Amendment freedom of speech, voicing who you wanted as your candidate. And when we looked at the issue, the court determined, and we went back and talked to legal counsel, Commissioner's Court had designated an area in front of the courthouse, and at the time, when we first designated that area as an open forum, which was an individual had the right to express whatever they wanted to express under the First Amendment, we designated an area, or Commissioner's Court designated an area in front of the courthouse. It was, at the time, we had the 2 cannons and the tank, if everybody recalls. They don't exist, but we have the boundaries. It is essentially in front of the memorial, the Veterans Memorial, in front of the courthouse. There is a section that has been designated. There are rules and procedures for those individuals who want to express whatever they'd like to express. That area is used for that intended purpose. So when this issue came up back in 2010, the Commissioner's Court, after hearing all the facts, decided that the only place to express their views would be at the courthouse grounds. So in essence, by the Commissioner's Court affirming what they had passed in prior years and designated that area as the only area to express your views, in essence, the electioneering could not take place in this particular instance, at the annex for the elections office. And so that issue in 2010 was addressed. The constable's office got the information, and the issue was resolved back in 2010, and everyone who was involved with respect to the camps, the political camps, respected the decision, and they moved back to the area that we originally started. Yes. And so that's what she's talking about right now, that she's got, I believe, an area where they're wanting to express their views, but on county property. Again, the only area that's been designated by Commissioner's Court is in front of the courthouse grounds, essentially in front of the Veterans Memorial in front of the courthouse.
And if I remember back then, I think legal counsel brought up an issue that if they did grant permission to express their views on county property, that the Commissioners Court, once they granted, they could not revert, ever revert it.
You could not take it back. Once you designate and open the area, then that stands from that day forth. And so Commissioners Court, or prior to 2010, designated the area in front of the courthouse as the open forum designated place.
Well, one thing I may say is that one thing we need to consider is that all our county property and all our facilities belong to the constituents and the citizens of Hidalgo County, number one. And we must respect that. But number two, we need to make sure, and you've done a great job, Ms. Ramon, is finding locations where they would be safe for electioneering as well, and the traffic issues we may have at hand. But I was under the understanding that we would just follow the election law, which is 100 feet away from the door of the facility.
And that's correct. It's 100 feet, and for loud bullhorns or noise, it's 1,000 feet.
Right.
And that's the only jurisdiction that I have, and Constable Guerra has been an incredible help, because then past that 100 feet, then it becomes the constable's office or the sheriff's office that has that legal jurisdiction in making sure that whatever this court decides is followed.
So,
what is it that you're asking or recommending to the court?
Well, Sheriff Trevino, and his apologies, because he did plan to be here, requests that there be clarification so that if in fact you want to continue to abide by this open forum policy that is in place, then there should be all areas of county property that should not have electioneering, and he did designate certain areas, such as I mentioned already, that they are right past the 100-foot marker, no issues taking place, but they are on county property. And so he feels that there should be uniformity.
there are some locations that are being held.
There's a word of caution, though, here. I mean, by definition, I mean, bumper stickers. I mean, we have plenty of county parking lots that, whether you're at the courthouse or anywhere, I mean, that could be in violation just because of a bumper sticker. You're voicing your opinion of support.
And he specifically brought that point up, Commissioner, that bumper stickers, for example, if a person drives up to assist, by law, they should not have bumper stickers or signs or anything on their vehicles. And you know, the voter assistants, they're very cooperative. But the problem of concern right now is in parking. If they park, as long as they're past the 100 feet, I know that the judge at the elections annex is allowing. But once they stay, which some of the people that are electioneering, not on county property, but on the other side, park there and they have signs. And that was Sheriff Trevino's first question. Why, if they're past the 100-foot marker, can they not at least have bumper stickers? And I said, well, then the court needs to clarify what is allowed or not allowed.
And that's going to be my worry, is the fact that we don't provide access for voters to come and exercise their right to vote because they have a bumper sticker.
And they do, and they are allowed to park.
Okay.
As long as they're not there for, while they're voting, they're allowed. But his question is...
One thing I want to point out, Commissioners, is that there's a few locations basically throughout Hidalgo County with our facilities that if you do not allow the electioneering within the above and beyond the 100-foot marker, it was going to be more of a dangerous situation for the people electioneering, and we're going to have huge issues. For example, the CRC in Progreso. You know, if they're not allowed on county property, they're going to be
on the street.
On the street. And this, to me, is a dangerous situation. So I, for one, not only Progreso, but other facilities as well throughout Hidalgo County, I would say, as long as they follow and abide by the election law, I think that we would be okay.
Where does that put us legally, Steve?
When you get into open forum issues, once you open a forum, you can never shut it, as the constable said. And so if over a certain time you open this county property to groups willing to be on the county property, they can be on there anytime they want to, seven days a week, 24 hours a day. So you're creating all kinds of problems in the future if you don't abide by having people not being on county property, i.e. loitering on the property. So I'd recommend that you take serious thought about these issues. It's not something that's just going to affect today, it's going to affect the future of this county.
Exactly.
Well, and the other thing is that we don't have a full court today, and it's hard to take action.
And
without-
also, you don't have an action item on the agenda, so you can't take action today.
Well, then we'll wait till next week.
Yeah, I will work with the appropriate individuals with respect to the agenda item to be placed on for next week.
Okay.
Thank you.
So your recommendation then is, because of course Constable Guerra needs clarification as to what he can or cannot
At this
do.
point, there's we can't answer that till we get a full court, basically is what I'm being told.
Well, the only
Correct.
jurisdiction that I have is or that the county property is here at the annex. And what I instructed my deputies 2 years ago was 1 to 2 bumper stickers as they come in. I mean, everybody that's voting has a bumper sticker on there. It's not a big deal, but it's the big political billboard signs, the magnetic signs on their their roving, billboards. We're not allowing them on
Within the 100 feet.
on the come in and parking them there on county property. That's here on. I can only speak for the one here at the annex.
That's a fair
So I
policy.
think I'm just going to go ahead and continue doing that until y'all give us some clarification on what y'all decide what y'all want to do.
Sounds good.
All right, thank you.
So then I will bring it back to court, and for now, things stay as they are with the other buildings allowing.
Well, Steve,
Like I said, you have nothing on your agenda today to take any action whatsoever with regard to this issue.
So
just come back
everything's,
next
once we get a full court, we'll address it.
Thank you.
Item 15, Head Start, Ms. Flores.
Yes. The first item is the discussion approval of the program calendar for program year 2012-2013. It requires your approval. We have 172 service days, very similar to the other. Everybody gets to vote, so it's from voting on different options. I recommend that you all take action. and
Move to
approve.
approve.
Second.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
The next item is discussion approval.
Excuse
Oh, I'm
me,
sorry.
Opposed, motion carries. Valde, you have a concern on,
No, Commissioner, that's on another issue. I'll discuss that with you afterwards.
The next item, was there a vote on it? Yes? Okay. Discussion approval to disperse the lump sum summer paychecks to staff who resign at the last summer leave, last working day for that position assigned. And this is so that it can encourage staff to let us know ahead of time that they are leaving. Many times they wait until after vacation time, which for the field staff is 2 months, and for the central office is 5 weeks. So this helps us fill in the positions in a timely manner.
Move for approval.
Second.
all those in favor say aye. Opposed, motion carries.
The next one is a discussion approval of memorandum of understanding between Edinburgh Consolidated Independent School District and Hidalgo County Head Start Program. This is for the literacy project that we have with the district, and it has been reviewed by legal counsel.
Move for approval. Second.
Is it Mr. Crane or legal counsel? Would it be Mr. Crane?
Our legal counsel, Rick Gonzalez.
Okay. Your Head Start legal counsel?
Yes.
We have a motion second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
The next item is discussion approval of bid awards and contracts to bidders meeting all specifications for the lease of classroom space in the following areas. As have been listed before, we have 11 areas. These are same areas we had last year. We're seeking to continue in those spaces.
Move to approve.
Second.
Been moving second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Next item is presentation of the providers submitted responses, who submitted responses to the following Hidalgo County Head Start Program's request for qualifications and meeting the minimum requirements as set forth in the procurement. And we have a list of providers.
Second.
Just have a question, if I may. These are RFQs, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you're stating that all these providers have met the minimum standards of the RFQs, you've ranked them that way?
Yes, sir.
And Secondly, so you're presenting that, and you're also asking that we approve this laundry list of providers who have sent in response to the RFQs, and now you're asking for us to approve negotiation of contracts
Yes.
with.
Yes.
Mr. Crane, do we have to go through a process where there has to be an exemption for professional services?
What I'm concerned about is we've got a laundry list of providers, and I'm primarily concerned about whether these providers have all met the minimum requirements stated in the RFQ.
As far as this list is concerned, staff has certified that they have met the requirements.
And also, Mr. Frascio, I believe there also should be an exemption too on the agenda.
Normally, when we procure professional services, it's an exemption and then the authority to engage the individuals.
Can you bring this back next week with the exemption?
Okay, and the exemption would be, we don't have a pool, is that,
No, you don't have a pool. The
Right.
exemption's in the local government code.
okay. Okay, does that go for the next one also? F? This is E, and then we have F?
Yes. It also applies
And,
to F.
yes.
So you have no action.
Okay. E and F, then no action, okay. G, discussion approval of Hidalgo County Head Start Program's 2012-2013 program plans. In each one of those areas listed, this is a yearly process, and advisory committees provide input and approve these plans before they go to Policy Council and then come to Commissioners Court. And this is a requirement of the program.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Joe
Mr.
Peña.
Peña, item 16A.
Yes, Commissioners, Joe Pena, Right-of-Way Department. 16A, consideration of the use of eminent domain to condemn property on the following parcels for the FM 681, FM 2221 road project, text.csj number 0669010052, parcels number 14, 31, 36, 62, and 68 in Precinct 3. A description of such parcels is attached as Exhibits A through E.
I move that Hidalgo County authorize the use of the power of the eminent domain to acquire parcels number 14, 31, 36, 62, and 68 for the expansion of FM 681, FM 2221 road project text dot CSJ number 0669010052, as more particularly described in the attached Exhibits A-E in the agenda packet, and the record vote shall apply to all parcels identified in this motion to be condemned, and the minutes of Hidalgo County shall reflect that the record vote on this motion shall apply to all parcels.
Second.
Commissioners, if you will, for this vote, the law requires that each of you vote independently for the record. So instead of voting all together, each one vote.
Vote to approve.
There's a motion, he has a motion, I believe you seconded. So now we just need a record vote, each one voting individually.
I vote in favor.
I vote in favor as well.
So do I.
Vote in favor as well.
Vote in favor. Do we need any other action?
No, all we need is if you vote in favor, then the motion carries.
Motion carries. Next item.
Mr. Peña, item B.
Item B, authorization for county judge to execute earnest money contract from the city of Edinburgh on the airport property.
Move for approval.
Second.
Commissioner, for the record, the property is being sold is a portion of Del Tule Track 154-B, just for the record.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 17, Mr. Sessin.
Good morning, Commissioners. Preliminary approval of San Clemente subdivisions of Precinct 4 subdivision, located in Precinct 4, is being submitted for preliminary approval to this court. It has received preliminary approval from the Subdivision Advisory Board. It has been presented to all the departments within the county, and it is located in the rural area, so there's no city action. Everything's in order for preliminary approval, subject to future comments from my office and other departments before acquiring final approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Final approval, RBA Donna subdivision, the Precinct 1 subdivisions, commercial one-lot subdivision, has been approved by all the departments. Also been approved by the city of Donna, which is located in the ETJ. Final approval was granted by the advisory board May 15th, and this court granted preliminary approval back in May 1st of this year, and everything's in order for final approval for RBA Donna subdivision.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Aurora Valley Phase 1 subdivision, Precinct 4 subdivision. It's in the rural area of the county. It has been presented to the Subdivision Advisory Board. They are recommending final approval. All the county departments have also signed off on it as well. This court granted preliminary approval back in November 22nd, 2011, and everything is in order for the final approval of Aurora Valley Phase 1 subdivision.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Resub of Lot 8, Victoria North subdivision, final approval. This is located in the city of Donna ETJ, has been signed off by the city as well. It has been also reviewed by the various county departments, and everything is in order for the final approval. It is also being recommended final approval by the advisory board at the May 15th meeting.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
A final approval of SEMA subdivision, a one-lot subdivision, precinct 3, has been approved by the city of McAllen, and all the various county departments also reviewed it and signed off on it. It was presented to the Commissioners Court back March 30th for preliminary approval of 2010, and it's in order now for final approval. It has been granted by the Subdivision Advisory Board at their May 15th meeting. Everything is in order for final approval.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Reimbursement of cash deposits, El Toro Acres subdivision. There was an original cash deposit in the amount of $51,948 for the 52 septic tanks. There's a previous reimbursement that was requested of $11,988, and this request now is for a request of $1,998 for the 2 septic tanks that have been installed, leaving a balance of $37,962 in the cash deposit for the remainder of the septic tanks. Everything's in order. We have the letter from the health department on the installations and inspections.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Reimbursement cash deposit hut number 7 subdivision. They're requesting reimbursement of $2,520 for the escrow of the septic tank and the swells, which have been constructed, inspected by my office, and we also have the letter from health on the installation of the septic tank. Everything's in order for the release.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved and second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Fourth item is discussion, possible action on utility certificate policy on large platted lots between 5 and 10 acres. Just a brief history. I know we're short on time, but this county has a lot of larger tracts between 5 and 10 that come to our office for requests for service. The local government code clearly states any lot that's less than 5 acres is presumed to be for residential, and it's left open between 5 and 10 in interpretation. Our county, since I've been here and before, has interpreted anything between 5 and 10 to be residential. Somebody's going to reside on it, and that's the position we've always taken. However, there are tracts out there that people may want to have for a ranch use or something, so we've been working with legal counsel to adopt this policy to require either the developer or the seller, in this case not developer, is really the seller because he's bought these lots that are already pre-developed, older lots, and he would have to provide the water and sewer for us to be able to clear them for any type of service for residential use. So if it's going to be a ranch, then there could maybe a restricted covenant could be placed on the actual tract restricting the type of use on that tract, and that way if somebody wants to have some animals or something out there and not reside out there, then the county would clear the water. Legal counsel is actually developing the wording for that restricted covenant that would afford the county the opportunity to provide those type of clearances for those type of uses. What we don't want is to be clearing individuals out there that don't have water or sewer for any type of services, in essence, possibility of creating more colonias. We definitely want to be very proactive in not allowing that type of development to take place, but we also want to afford an opportunity for someone that is not going to reside out there and needs service, or needs water for livestock or something. That's really the intent of this policy. And again, we've discussed it with legal, and we feel confident in what we're presenting to you. I think we'll be able to manage it well.
Move for approval.
Second. Been moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you very much. Good afternoon.
Mr. Cecine.
On item, you had item 1, release letter of credit on El Toro Mobile Home and RV Park subdivision. Did you want to take action on that?
I'm sorry, did I miss that one?
Number 1, 17A.
Yes. Let me get the agenda item, and I'll come back, sir, because I don't have that on here. I apologize.
We have 15 minutes left on the time.
We have roughly about 25 minutes, actually, Commissioner, before we
Yeah, I don't have it. Because it was from last time.
Which item is that?
It's 11:45 or 11:30?
11:45.
Okay.
So we just have a little over, yeah, we're.
Okay.
Okay. Ro, it's item 17A1. Do you want me to read the caption, Ro?
Yes, sir. I'll take care of it real quick. It's release letter credit El Toro Mobile Home RV Park Precinct 3. The letter of credit in the amount of $9,500 was used to secure all the remaining septic tanks, and everything has been installed. I apologize for that. Yes, everything's been installed in there. We have the letter from the health department. Everything's in order for the release.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Morning, Commissioners. Sergio Cruz, Department of Budget and Management. Item 19A, 1A and B, if I can take them together, is approval of certification of revenues for the South Texas ISD Walking Trail Project and the subsequent appropriation of funds in the amount of $38,167.61.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Item 19A2 is approval of 2012 appropriation of funds for Precinct 2 in the amount of $316,000.
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And for item 19A3, if I can take A and B as well together, is approval of the certification of revenues certified by the county auditor and the subsequent appropriation of funds in the amount of $606,238.48 for the recording of the capital lease expenditures for fiscal year 2011.
Move for approval. Second.
Been moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye. And
Opposed?
item 20, purchasing, which I know will be real quick.
Items 1, 2, and 3, no action to take or reports to do. Item 4, approval of the revised compromise settlement agreement and mutual release and revised and updated AIA 101. And this is with Centennial Construction
Marty,
Enterprises.
we're going to take no action on that item.
Oh, we're going to take no action.
Okay. Item 5, Marty.
Okay, item 5, acceptance and approval of the revised proposal in the amount of $112,890.34, and this is with Facility Solutions Group. This is on the efficiency block grant. Auditor had a concern. I believe we have clarified it. We're merely submitting the facilities buildings retrofit. The other portion, which was the lighting, the solar lighting had already been addressed. This is merely this portion of the agreement.
We understand that, but the price verification was not
It was
completed.
delivered this morning to your office?
Okay. But has been verified by your office?
Yes. Yes, the packet was delivered this morning. May I have action, please?
Move for approval.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Acceptance and approval of reimbursement request by Montalvo Insurance, awarded vendor under property and casualty, including third-party administration on quarterly basis for TPA services rendered by TriStar, and this is to comply with CMS mandatory insurance reporting directives as per Section 3 of the Medicare, Medicaid, and SHIP Extension Act of 2007. It's a one-time claim of $785 for an estimated 30 claims per quarter. The concern from the auditor's office is that they wish that we commence now entering requisitions. In the past, historically, these expenditures have been paid directly. They do wish us to start entering requisitions to ensure the funding of the expenditure.
Move for approval.
Second.
So you will enter a requisition, what are you saying?
I've discussed it with DBM,
Okay.
with safety, so that they can start entering the requisition on an estimated amount, because we only have an estimate of claims.
Right. Thank you.
Okay. Item 7, presentation.
We need action.
Oh, I'm
Move
sorry.
for approval.
Is there a motion?
Yes. Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion.
Item 7, presentation requesting approval and authority to enter into final lease agreement for the lease of tower space in McCook with McAllen Communications Company Incorporated.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
The acceptance and approval of interlocal agreement between Hidalgo County and the city of Elsa for the purposes of catch or capture and transport of stray cats and dogs within city limits. The auditor does have a concern. I have brought it to their attention. We have two exact interlocals that were previously approved as to form by Mr. Crane. This third one had gone through Ms. Josephine Ramirez, and she also approved it. He is bringing up, though, the constitutional authority to be able to do this activity. Am I paraphrasing
recommend
it?
that the authority be indicated on the agreement, that the county has to pick up the animals. That's our recommendation.
I don't believe that affects the agreement whatsoever.
It's a recommendation. Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Okay, then the next item 2 is requesting acceptance and approval of request from Precinct 1 for supplemental number 1 through Work Authorization 1 as submitted through TEDSI in the amount of an increase of $63,808.53 for mile 6 west from State Highway 107 to mile 9 north due to new guidelines through TechStop.
Move for approval.
Second.
Those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
A, B, and C are the 3 exhibits that are now going to be included in that approval. They all need to be revised with the supplemental request and thus resulting in an increase of the original work authorization amount of $1,817,940.03 to $1,881,748.56 as stated in the original request
Move
for
to
approval.
approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
This specifically for the Westgate project on the expansion to Mile 11.
Correct. On item C for WIC, we're asking no action. A, B, and C, we did attempt to get this item removed from the agenda, however, it had already been posted. No action until next week. Item D1, Colonia Access Program, Precinct 3, acceptance and approval to execute a professional agreement with Javier Hinojosa for the provision of general engineering services for Precinct 3, Border Colonia Round 3. I need action.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Thank you.
Commissioners, I'm sorry, item 21, open forum. Commissioner, you should have the list in front of you.
We have one person, Annette Muniz.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'll make it quick because I know everybody wants to get out of here. On a very first note, I want to tell the Owls I was first, not because I signed up. It's not age before beauty. Just want to clarify that. I am here today as a citizen, not as an employee of the county. And I just want to make a quick statement. I want to talk about technology, that it's a great thing. It is, today, we're able to check almost anything on the internet with just a click of a finger. As wonderful as it is, students and professionals are cautioned that information obtained on the internet should be verified for accuracy and validity and for clarification. Today, county departments provide information over the internet for the convenience of the general public. However, the general public should be aware that these records on the internet are not official records. Having said that, I just want to suggest that maybe the departments should place a notice on the website that all information should be verified if used for other purposes other than personal use. And the reasons to verify is because you want to check for any updates on information. You also want to verify the information on individuals. For example, we have too many people with the same name. I myself have my father, my brother, my nephew, and a half-brother with all the same name, which can be very confusing if you look up records. Also, you want to look for supporting documentation. A person filing, tax information, for example. Too many times they purchase property and they fail to go to the appraisal district and change records, or they fail to go to the tax office and change records. So property is owned by someone and it may show ownership on somebody else as far as taxes being due. A perfect example of this is, and I'm not gonna, it's one of the commissioners has a disability on their tax form. However, looking into it, it's very easy to verify that that information belongs to the previous owner. But it can be misleading if you just look it up at the tax records that that person is trying to, get some kind of disability exemption. So that's why it's important to verify information. Now, I understand that we cannot force people to be responsible and how to use the information off the internet. However, with a small notice on our county records, it may be possible that we can educate at least a few people on how to use internet records. That's all I have to say. Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Commissioners, the next action item would be closed session, but if it pleases the court, I've got, unless we need to go into executive session, I have two claims that we can go right into open session and take action. So that we will not do item 22, closed session. And going into open session, there is nothing to report right now under real estate. There is nothing to report under pending potential. Item C, claim of Paul Duke. Commissioners, I would like Commissioners Court to give me settlement authority to make an offer, a settlement offer of $50.
Move for approval.
Second.
Been moved second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
And item D, the claim of Oscar, the first one, I'm sorry, again, was Paul Duke. The second one, the claim of Oscar Reyna. Judge, Commissioners, I would like the court to take action to give me settlement authority with respect to a property claim in the amount of $6,479.65.
Move to approve.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Commissioners, that is all that I believe we have
Move to
today.
adjourn.
Second.
You made it on time.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Stand.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.